Something kind of wild is happening, and I wanted to bring your attention to it because if you are somebody who buys movies physically, this may affect you depending on the versions of the films that you buy. So the story that got my attention is this: Google ends Movies Anywhere partnership. Now, if you don't know what that is, essentially when you buy a movie on like a physical release, a lot of them will include a digital code. If you can see that right there, you can usually see right at the top of the movie, it'll say includes the 4K, Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and digital code. Now this one, the digital code doesn't matter too much because if you have a Disney Plus subscription, it's on Disney Plus. And also you own it physically, so you don't really need a digital code anyway. Now I'm pretty sure I redeemed my code here, but just in case I'll cover it up. But this is kind of what it looks like. The company is called Movies Anywhere, and you can take your purchases and you can put them on any of these services apparently. But you'll see YouTube right there, and that is the one I would say probably most people would use because everyone's got a YouTube account. It's super convenient. If you've ever watched a movie in that platform, you get all the normal YouTube controls and stuff. YouTube is on every device now, just about. So it's pretty much the most convenient place to watch a movie that you get digitally this way. So Google has terminated its long-standing partnership with Movies Anywhere, the industry-backed service that enabled customers to access purchased films across ecosystems, like I just showed you. Google Play and YouTube users can no longer sync new purchases to the Movie Anywhere library, nor can they redeem digital codes through Google's platforms into the shared locker. So what that means is that if you have purchases already backed up through Movies Anywhere, supposedly you'll continue to have access to those, but anything new that you buy going forward, Movies Anywhere will not port into your Google account. Now, as a physical media collector, why do I care? What does it matter? I have the disc. Well, exactly. I have the disc. I'm really glad I have the disc. But you can't beat the convenience of streaming something when you want to watch it. If for some reason I want to watch this movie on my phone, well, my phone does not have a disk drive. So I can either have it on like my home server, like through Plex or something, or I can pull it up on Movies Anywhere / my YouTube account. And it makes it super convenient to watch it. Maybe I watch part of it on my TV in my living room, and then I bring my phone into the other room and I want to continue watching in there. It's just kind of nice. And it makes these movies feel like you're getting a pretty good value. The price isn't too outrageous for a Blu-ray / 4K Blu-ray or whatever, but you get the 4K version, you get the 1080p version, and you get a digital version. And that's pretty cool. If you have a Blu-ray 1080p player right now, but eventually maybe you get a PS5 and it can support 4K Ultra, it's like, great. A lot of the movies I purchased, I already have a version that can play on my PS5. Awesome. So despite the Movies Anywhere service being kind of the antithesis of physical media, it's one I've always appreciated, and it might be gone for this particular ecosystem, which kind of sucks. So I wanted to pull up the Reddit where this initially got my attention. Google ends Movies Anywhere partnership, and a lot of the people in this subreddit are assuming this is temporary, and there's a lot going on right now to kind of make them feel this way. At the time of recording this video, there's currently a dispute right now between ESPN, ABC, so Disney, and YouTube TV. So in this story, football fans couldn't watch the Dallas Cowboys and Arizona Cardinals game because of this ongoing contract kerfuffle. And the reason that's relevant is because Movies Anywhere evolved from Disney's original Disney Movies Anywhere in 2017. It allowed film enthusiasts to purchase movies on one platform and then instantly stream or download them on a connected service. And of course, the breakup stems from escalating tensions between Google and Disney, ignited by a contract dispute over YouTube TV carriage fees. So that's where it's at right now. And the Redditors are assuming that this all gets resolved once that gets resolved. So this honestly could just be a negotiating tactic. It could be because they're literally not allowed to use it. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. But certainly, for me, this is the reason I am collecting physical media again. For example, another thing that just happened is that Doctor Who was picked up by Disney. Disney became like the official streaming home for Doctor Who. So you could watch it on BBC if you lived in the UK. Otherwise, Disney was the place to go. They did 2 seasons of Doctor Who on Disney Plus, and the ratings were bad, and they didn't want it anymore, and they threw it away. And now it needs to find a new streaming home. Now, Doctor Who is extra annoying because that's just 2 seasons available on Disney Plus, and I think 4 specials. Then, if you want to watch everything between 2005 and 2024, you need, I think, HBO Max right now. And then if you want to watch the classic stuff, I think that's on a totally separate service. BritBox, if I remember correctly. So 3 different subscription services to watch one show in totality, which is absolutely maddening. So I bought this just the complete collection of series through 4. I like the older stuff better anyway, so I don't know if I'll buy the newer stuff as it continues coming out. But guess what? I own this. I don't need to worry about contract disputes or anything stupid like that if I just want to watch a TV show. And because I mentioned HBO, on October 26th, they raised all their prices again, out of nowhere. And they didn't really give people like a lot of time to decide or to let them know like, hey, we're raising your prices in a few months. Literally, it was your next billing cycle. This was an instant change, a switch they just flipped, where once again, another streaming service is raising its prices. So it just gets to a point where if you have like a comfort show like I do, you might as well go find the Blu-ray and buy it. If you have a means to play that or a way to kind of rip it onto like a server of some kind that you can enjoy, because I don't know about you, but I am so sick of, as just an enjoyer of different types of media, being used as a pawn in different negotiation tactics going on between these mega corporations. My enjoyment of a thing shouldn't be used as a tool that's on the negotiating table. The fact that right now, people who have YouTube TV can't watch a number of channels that Disney owns because the contract has to be renegotiated is ludicrous to me. I think those things should be available to you even while this is all getting sorted out. And I know at this point, this channel is just me ranting all the time about, oh, everything sucks, buy physical media. But I'm sorry, everything kind of sucks and you should buy physical media. I think the biggest slap in the face to all of us is that in the digital age where we have all of this technology, more technology than humans have ever had, it's never been more annoying to watch a movie or a TV show that you would like to watch. Yes, I know there was a time where TV stations there was no way to record anything. I guess there was a time where it was worse, okay? But there was also only like 3 channels back then, and it was pretty easy to catch up on all the content that was being distributed. But now there's countless content pipelines from all sorts of sources, from YouTubers all the way through Hollywood, and you got podcasts and everything else. Being able to just enjoy what you want to enjoy shouldn't be so freaking hard. Also, I shouldn't need to pay $18.50 per month indefinitely just to watch Doctor Who whenever I feel like watching it, or $22.99. I had this one. I don't know what you get for premium, but they raised the price $2, so it must be something good. But if you are still against the practice of physical media, then here's one other cost-saving tip I have for you. Please put reminders in your phone every time you sign up for a new subscription service. And just have something go off once a month that tells you, or once a year, whenever your billing cycle is, that tells you when it's about to rebill. And just doing that, you know, even if you're unaware of price hikes and things like that, maybe you have enough money to where you don't really care. Just being aware of how often you're being charged for these things and how much should be enough to tell you, like, just getting that reminder in your phone, like, oh, HBO's about to renew. I haven't watched that in weeks. Maybe this is a good time to cancel it. And not because I'm saying we should all boycott HBO Max. No, because if you're not using it, then cancel it and then get it back when The White Lotus releases a new season. That is mostly how I treat these streaming services, but I was enjoying watching some Doctor Who on there, so I just kind of kept it going. And this was one, when I saw the news story, it kind of hit me that I'm like, oh, I'm still paying for that. And I went ahead and stopped, and I just sought out the thing that I wanted physically. At first, buying physical media kind of feel a little more expensive. I think this was a $35 collection, but I mean, what is that? 2 months of HBO Max? Yeah, $37. That's $37. It's literally 2 months of HBO Max, or you can just buy the one show you're watching. This won't be for everybody. Some people are watching a lot of things on their favorite streaming service, and canceling becomes like more inconvenient. Buying the physical media becomes more expensive. But I'm just trying to encourage people to like take the stuff into account. And, you know, I've started a whole podcast about collecting physical media and stuff, where I'm talking to different people who have different collections. And not because I think all of us should hoard media, but because I think learning from people who kind of like are regularly building their, you know, collections and stuff, we can probably get a sense of a lot of different tips and stuff. Like, for example, one thing I've learned is that buying used physical media on eBay is extremely affordable in some cases. And I mean, it's just discs in a box. Like, you know, it's a pretty easy thing to buy. Most of the time, as long as they have good reviews, you're getting working stuff, and you're getting stuff from people who, like, they had it, they enjoyed it, they don't want it anymore. And you can save a lot of money that way. I'll admit that I haven't gone through my own books to see if buying the physical media that I'm buying is cheaper or more expensive than the streaming services, but the Doctor Who example is pretty great because literally I was paying for access to a show that I wasn't like watching anytime recently. I think it'd been a couple months since I picked up the streaming service to watch an episode. I like having access to it. And now I do. I have access to seasons 1 through 4 for as long as these discs hold up. Well, unfortunately, one of them is giving me a little bit of trouble, but I can get that taken care of. That is like where I'm at right now. Let me know where you're at. Do you buy physical media? Do you think that people like me are gonna be pretty disappointed one day when they stop printing discs? Because I think we're moving in that direction. What are your thoughts on all this? Everything in terms of media is just getting more in poopified, and this is how I'm kind of like fighting back to the point where I'm podcasting about it now. Link is down below. Anyway, goodbye.